finally back with Bionicfraud. He just slipped into the door, and I was like, "Hey, we gotta finish telling a story, don't we?"
Over here.
Yeah.
Do
And-
I frighten you?
Well, not at this moment. Maybe if you play that character. Oh wait. Yeah. So we were talking about Marvel last time because, again, just want to remind people that you are the last samurai when it comes to this game, this franchise, anyways.
Well, I was definitely one of the last few people that are still interested in Marvel 3. Definitely was leading from Marvel 3 and Infinite. I definitely was one of the people here that was
Spearheading.
most excited for Infinite.
I was too overseas, man. I was like, this game looks awesome.
Yeah, Infinite was.
Well, it doesn't look awesome as in terms of graphics. But
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I never understood why so many people got so fixated on how aesthetically it looked. I mean, come on, guys, it's a fighting game.
yeah, I mean, it looked like it played well in terms of like gameplay.
Like,
it looked awesome.
Yeah, like that's the part because I'm like, okay, this does look ugly. Don't get me wrong, it looks, it doesn't look as good as the
not
other
good.
game.
Yeah, Marvel 3 looked better.
But honestly, when it's moving in motion,
Yeah,
you don't like you
it
don't
doesn't matter
pick
as much.
up on
No.
like the little nitty gritty, and they said they were fixing it, like because the meme was like Chun-Li's face. Yes, it was atrocious, but then they fixed it.
And like you said, when it's in motion, like, do you keep track of Chun-Li's face or like your life bar?
Yeah,
Like, come on.
and when it all moves together and all the flashing lights, it doesn't look all right. It does.
Yeah,
but,
it looks fine. Like, it looked like it played fine. It had crazy good idea, in my opinion.
And then I was waiting, and then finally when we saw the first gameplay trailer, and I just saw it, I said I just instantly I was like, wow, I am happy with this game.
it's like, yes.
It looked like Marvel 1 with Marvel 3 move sets, and
Yep.
and yeah, so it was just waiting for the game to drop.
I mean, like, one of the biggest complaints for 3 was like, when's Mega Man? Well, guess what? It was like one of the first 4 characters they showed, right?
Yeah. I mean, Capcom definitely knew what they wanted to do on their end, and they knew what the
Yes.
fans wanted.
But
But
they did deliver in that regard.
I think they want people wanted X, and like, okay, so here's X,
X.
and I mean there's a lot of, and we're still kind of still finding out stuff about the production of it, but
To this day?
yeah,
Oh, they just
yeah,
like stories just trickling?
Yeah, just recently, I think it was last week. Someone broke the silence on just how tight of a grip Marvel had on the game and how controlling they were.
Marvel or
Marvel.
the guys above Marvel?
Probably a little bit of both. But Marvel. This article was focused on Marvel itself, where
They had an agenda.
yeah, but like the one we found out was like Marvel refused to let their characters shown like being defeated or beaten.
Oh, like, okay, right.
So yeah, like, they could not be portrayed in a negative light as losing. So even when those combo videos or tutorials on Marvel vs. Capcom's website, they did not want tutorials. They didn't want the dummy to be a Marvel character.
Oh, so they just beat up like
Capcom character, yeah. So that was
Really?
like, yeah, that already tells you like how protective they were of the IP.
Oh.
So I think the production was kind of, from what I gather, it was kind of like a Doom ship from the beginning.
Right. I heard the production budget was like the DLC money for or something for
Street Fighter 5 Season 3. I don't know, and who
knows?
knows?
Yeah.
Who knows game development? I mean, who knows how much a game costs to make? Blah blah blah.
I'm sure some people do, but yeah.
But yeah, like the thing about Infinite was it did rather come out fairly quickly, I would say, from like the announcement to release date.
It was like E3 of the same year.
Yeah, and then
Came out almost the end of the year.
What was it, like 3 months?
Yeah, like September.
3 months before Evo? 4 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so yeah, but I was fairly happy with Infinite in the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. So when the game did drop, it was like I think like mid-September or something, I believe, of last year, 2017.
Yeah, somewhere around there, if
that
I'm
was around the
not
same-
mistaken. I'm not good with dates, but
It was around the same time where Vancouver Street Battle just opened up the new location, right?
I don't know about that. I don't remember. We could check this.
I mean,
Like,
I remember I came back and I heard VSB was gone. I was like, what? And then, yeah, Kenny moved to the Richmond location. And that was around the time when the game dropped.
Yes, okay, yeah, so yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite dropped in September. Dropped in September 16th or 19th.
Yeah, so and then we were at the new venue for VSB in Richmond, and there were quite a few setups playing it. Like it was like people were excited. There were people playing it. It was relatively hype, I think.
In the beginning, yeah, and definitely one of the largest games we had when we did VBRR, Vancouver Battle Royale Revival.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Vancouver Battle Royale Revival is
That was the one at
The
River Rock.
okay. So it was at River Rock Casino. Is it I guess a major event?
It was the first one that we ever attempted, that Kenny ever attempted, and we had way more interest than we thought we were. I think we had 400 people.
Wait, for the event?
Yeah.
Holy.
It was actually over capacity.
Whoa.
We were all surprised. We barely had room to move.
What were they all there for?
We were squeezed everything, really. I mean, we had everything there too. We had Street Fighter, you had Marvel, we had anime.
Do they have Hearthstone too?
We had Hearthstone.
Okay, so
we
there's a
had
Hearthstone community.
we had sports. We had FIFA and NHL.
And Smash too?
Yeah, and Smash. We
Okay.
had everything.
And darts?
there. No, that's going to be the one in May.
Okay, so next to VBR. Okay.
Yeah. VBRR Spring Championships happening.
So we had
May.
400 people at
400 people.
the Vancouver Battle Royale Revival.
Yeah, and that's like the size of some regionals.
Yeah, that's huge.
So it's
Relatively speaking.
and it's a 1-day event too. So
Yeah.
everyone, all the TOs, all the organizer staff.
Oh
like,
my goodness.
just 1 day. It was rough, and it was, but I would say I definitely ran rougher events though.
Okay.
That were smaller. I could say I had a few rougher Northwest majors for sure.
Okay. But Marvel had a presence at that.
Yeah, Marvel was actually one of the hypest games we had. Top 8. In fact, I kind of like popped off on stage. It sucks. Like the one stream match with me ever, like in Vancouver on stream. It was like, oh man, it was like
Who ended up taking it?
Who ended up? Oh, it was Darren from Seattle.
Darren from Seattle. Okay, so Seattle player.
Yeah, Seattle. He was the Nova Hawkeye player in Marvel 3.
Okay.
And
Who did he play in this one?
This one he played.
Because there is Nova in Hawkeye.
Who did he play? He played Dante,
Of course.
and I think he played Nova,
Oh, okay.
if I remember correctly.
Reality Sound?
Either that or it was Miss Marvel.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, and then our runner-up was our boy Brian.
Oh,
Brian too, and of course he played Gamora Dante. But like we knew he was gonna play Dante.
Yeah, I mean, that was Devil May Cry, right?
Yeah,
was the
but
thing.
then again, Dante was like ridiculous in this game.
Yeah, especially. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he still is. He probably is.
He definitely still is. He got nerfed from the best character in the game to the best
The
character,
best
in the game.
Yeah, what a way to nerf him. Yeah, Brian was always he's always there. He was like a Marvel guy, right?
He was always the Marvel guy, and he's just good
Super
at any
great
game.
player.
Oh, he's just good at any game he picks up.
Yeah, he's great.
Like he would just pick up Exert and you play Sin, and then like he's
did
like
he?
beating, he's just right up there, just as good as like other Sins that I played, but I've been playing for longer.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Brian's
really
just good, and for all the characters he picks just end up being good.
He's also a pad player, isn't he?
Pad player, yes.
Yeah, crazy. So
With
don't
the
let
with
your dreams just be dreams.
What's the preference of PS2 pad?
PS2 pad
Yeah, specifically PS2 pad.
playing on a PS4 or Xbox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does like the PS4 pad. So, there's a lot of players nowadays that do play on pad.
Yeah, there's tons of professional Sonic Fox plays on pad, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of players play on
Like
pad now.
Punk, all those cool guys.
Yeah, yeah. And it is great, like to see at these majors where there are people that get top 8 again, like Punk and that are playing on pad.
Yeah, like top players. So
And it's not even a specialized Mad Catz one. It's not a Hori Commander. It's just the PS4
PlayStation 4,
pad.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
So-
like you don't need fancy tech to be like successful at any given game. It's just
It's really a preference thing, and if
It
you,
is,
if you have
yeah.
the dexterity with your thumbs, it's a dexterity thing.
yeah.
So if your thumbs or your index finger is better, then you go with that. There's some people that like keyboards, so they play on hitbox.
Yeah, and there's always that option, right?
There's people that play on keyboard, like
They just bring a keyboard.
legitimate keyboard,
like,
USB
plug
keyboard.
this in, WASD, let's
And
go.
then there's Stick. I mean, Stick was popular because it was always the arcade.
The arcade standard.
At the same time, it's aside from hitbox, it's probably the second least painful
No.
on the wear. Like you definitely, you can definitely play longer on a stick, in my opinion. Because I used to play on pad too.
Your thumbs would just
yeah,
go.
my thumbs would blister.
There you go.
Or like my grip would start like getting weak.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because you had to like hold a controller above like
Yeah.
over gravity.
Yeah, and I played charge characters too. So.
Oh, see, exactly, and you'd be resting your
Yeah,
thumb.
yeah. My phone would just be sitting there, then waiting to go out. So
And then you had to like slide it back and
slide
forth.
it back and forth,
Yeah,
and
through
so
the crease.
so if anything, a stick definitely is probably it's easier to get into initially, and it's also again
Interesting way of putting it. Yeah.
It's also again just easier on the hands.
It definitely can be harder on the wrists, maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, it's a preferencing. So yeah, Marvel. Brian plays a pad. Marvel, it's not what it used to be. Like when you're talking about the first part, it was like super hype, right? Like everyone loved it. It was the game that brought in people to. It was like the spectator game, right?
It's like it's like a new game, like any new game. There's always gonna be hype, and
Initially.
you generally expect the new game to have the most entrance.
It was like the new game for that major.
But there was a huge divide in Infinite when it first started.
Divide between
and this is the interesting thing, because like the people that liked it, the people that picked it up, the people who were initially good at the game, even at VBRR, I found were people that never played Marvel before.
Oh,
it was
okay.
the Smash players, the Skullgirls players that had a much easier time picking it up than us Marvel 3 players.
Transitioning into
A lot of us Marvel 3 players had a huge problem because we were the number one stuck in the whole notion of saying, oh, it's so different from Marvel 3. And honestly, Marvel 3
It is a different game.
was so different from Marvel 1 and 2.
Yeah. So why should this be
It was its
different?
own thing. So, and Marvel 3 is really its own game. It doesn't
It really is, yeah.
a lot of the things doesn't translate to other games.
No, like like you have 3 characters, it tags, it does whatever, but it is its own
Like
it has its own
and in terms of how it feels, like there's really
definitely.
no other. I can't really think of any other game that universally
Mimics it.
has a whiff, like lets you whiff cancel normals.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
And it's so smooth. The only other game I have played that I find just as smooth is Persona, but even then, even Persona's not as smooth in Marvel. And so I think that's on a subconscious level is what most people like really think and like when they play Marvel 3.
Just like the unique feel.
Yeah, and then Infinite dialed it down a bit. Okay, it's definitely not as smooth. There's stricter cancel windows, even on wave dashing, movement. It's definitely a little bit more rigid, but what I really did love of it was kind of how there was more of a footsie game. It wasn't one-touch kills. There was more focus on neutral.
Like the strength of one character was way more prominent than it was before.
Yeah, this was a team game, so if you lost your character and you weren't playing Dante, it pretty much or Gamora or Ultron, even for Ultron,
You were heavily
you had a huge disadvantage.
Yep.
But the movement was one of the biggest problems with Marvel 3 players because they were just used to being able to just go as fast as they can with the wave dashing, and cancel. And the complaints that I heard the most were it looked bad.
Aesthetically,
which I never still understood. I never felt it was a valid reason for tournament players, anyways. You know, for the casual guys, sure, but like for tournament players, I'm like, come on. But there was also the control scheme. That was another thing I heard a lot of complaints about. And for me, I was right at home because playing Persona and playing Marvel 2. I was used to that 4-button, that box layout and 2 assists. But yeah, and surprisingly, I found a lot of players complained about that.
So the button layout and the aesthetics.
Yeah, and for me, as for tournament reasons goes, I never felt those were valid at all.
Yeah, because when you're playing it, it's
I mean, a control scheme you can learn, and then,
exactly,
like aesthetically, again,
it's like when you're really into it, it doesn't really.
Yeah, you're competing too. Yeah. It's
so from a gameplay standpoint.
But then the longer I still liked it because like of the freedom you had versus Marvel 3. Because in Marvel 3, it was a game. The combos, it was all or kind of how strong your team was determined by the hit properties and like the state. Okay. So you had the knockdown state, the soft knockdown state, OTG state,
all
that. So it was if your character had does your character have an OTG move or not? That
is a privilege.
That's So that drastically changes where they are on the tier list. Because I used to play Captain America, and Captain America and Vanilla had no OTG move, and just him getting OTG Shield Slash in Infinite made it Ultimate made him so much more viable.
Because you can extend your combos that way.
Yeah, and then he had other buffs too, but like just that one change, having one OTG, which wasn't even that good.
But he had one now.
Really move one up, yeah, and then so with Infinite, what I really loved and enjoyed was how much more control you had over your moveset and your normals, because everyone had like command normals, and
in Infinite,
yes,
yeah,
and then you no longer had OTG moves, just everything OTG. So long, and it was timing based too. So I love that. So any move, any given time, any time could combo.
Yeah, it made a little bit more sense for that to work.
The one LTG,
how the combo structure worked.
I enjoyed it a lot. I love what they did with Spencer. I feel he's so much better in Infinite.
It seems like he has like a more complete kit.
Much better, and Cap's interesting. And they really changed up the characters. It's not like
copy pasta.
Yeah, the gameplay wise, a character from Marvel 3 kind of played completely differently in Infinite.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that with like Nova and Dante. I felt kind of had his own. It was similar.
Dante's his own thing.
Dante was Dante.
Legit, he's his own. But then the more I played it, the problems started arising, and then,
so the more you played competitively.
No, just playing in general. The more I delve into it, the more I spend time with it. Then that's when I start realizing, or to myself, having problems with the game. I figure out like things that just weren't good about the game. And interesting enough, it really came down to the tag mechanic.
The switch.
Because the frustrating part was it's kind of hard, depending on how you play, but it's harder to get a hit in Infinite. And then so you get to be spending a quarter round, half a round.
Playing the neutral,
trying to get hit. You finally get hit, then all of a sudden your opponent has 2 bars, and he just counter tags, switches. So you work for 20, 30, 40 seconds, and then gone.
You're back to this neutral state.
And it was hard to kind of figure what to do with that, because on one hand, yes, you need counter switch, but at the same time, it being kind of unpunishable or not really having an option to deal with it was kind of
a bit,
And then the active switch part was just nauseating, because you can active switch, you can
do it infinitely.
Yeah, take your character in, and then you can do it again and again, and then
without real restriction.
Yeah, and
it's hard to punish.
You could do setups of that, so you just jump, tag, and then you go into a command grab.
Yeah,
which are one frame in this game.
Oh, that's cool. Actually,
yeah,
I like that.
And it's all cheap.
Exactly,
really cheap too. And so yeah, for me, I think the biggest gripe was the tag mechanic, and I felt that it was very easily rectified if they just put a cooldown restriction on active switch. If they made it longer, so it made it like, you can tag for 2 seconds or 3 seconds.
Do it infinitely. Yeah, that's supposed to like just switch.
And then if they made active switch just one frame slower or two frames slower
to make it punishable by every crouching jab.
By every character, because right now only characters with levels with 3 frame normals can.
So as it stood, it was like you could just do this unpunished, and only these 3 characters.
It was relatively. I mean, there were ways around it, but it's still a little relatively too strong.
And again, it didn't cost anything, so you could just keep doing it.
Yeah. And then of course there's like, okay, sure, most of these characters are returning, and the DLC there's no like updates, no balance patches.
There's no further known.
No further balance, I should say, because I really give props to the team that made this game. They pushed it out.
Yeah.
And then there was
whatever conditions they had.
Under a year there was already 2 balance patches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not small feat for a small team.
Yeah.
I assume it's a small team. I don't know. Maybe it's like 3 guys.
I would think so, but like yeah, like they already did 2 patches. They did 2 sets of DLC already. I mean, that's really good.
Within the span of whatever it was, like 6 months, I think.
I mean, yeah, you think about like Street Fighter Cross Tekken. It took them what a year and a
year
half for
all of it to
for version B to come out.
I think so, yeah.
And yeah, and then all the DLC. So I don't get. I can't give Capcom a hard time at all about Infinite.
They were working under certain conditions.
I feel like it was just under the constraints of the project.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, let's talk more about like. So you were like probably the last guy I know who still was up to playing it, and what happened to all the other guys? Like, was it just like a difference of opinions, or they just couldn't feel it, or
they just didn't really get into the game. I think they just couldn't take the differences.
Just moved on.
And yeah, it was a little stale too, because like you for someone like Brian, and then Gamora comes in, and then you're locked down on screen, and Dante comes in, and you get hit, and it was just I mean, yes, there are problems with Infinite. I feel they can be changed really easily, again with the switching.
Yep.
Addressing that, but it's just the players just don't want to play it.
There's just no player base here anymore in Vancouver.
Nah, they dropped off. I mean, the game's not for them. Which is kind of a shame, because I do feel there's a good game in Marvel, but it just
needs more time in there.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's only 1 or 2 patches away from being great. I don't even mind Power Stone at this point.
There you go.
Yeah, like
because again, it was like an early thing, right? Like the game never had time to evolve.
Yeah, and so if they could loosen up the wave dashing window and just address active switch by slowing it down by 2 frames and getting a cooldown on tag,
you can have a pretty decent game.
Yeah, that's all I feel that it needs. But
we'll see if there ever is any more support. Evo is a couple of months away.
I mean, I think.
Oh wait, not for Marvel.
I think at this point, it's pretty much set in stone that Capcom no longer has the ability to like work on the game.
Yeah, because
Marvel.
Yeah, yes, it's not their. Like they don't have the freedom.
Like either the license or like Marvel does, or Disney doesn't want them involved anymore or something like that. Like I don't know how like
the politics
behind games go,
which is unfortunate.
But it does sound like Disney had to say and just say it. I think they press the kill button.
Yeah, I mean that's who knows, right? There's no,
but. There are still people playing it. I mean, there's still people playing it on the East Coast on Battle Circuit. There still shows up at majors, and with some pretty decent numbers too.
I mean, it has like some support, clearly, as
it's doing it. But you know what? If you like the game, all you need to do is just support it and play it.
Yeah, you do you, man. I mean, like, who's to say otherwise that this game sucks garbage? But if you enjoy it, then it is what it is. But as it is in Vancouver, it's not super booming or anything. Is Marvel dead in Vancouver, Eric?
Yeah, pretty much. I was the only one that was like showing up. Like when we had a monthly for it, I was the only one that just enjoying. So,
did you get the prize pool, or was there a prize pool? How'd that work out?
No, it didn't happen. But
fair enough.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, the game doesn't appeal to everyone. Then it's just
it just happened. Like maybe bad timing, maybe poor conditions. Who knows what it was. A culmination of all these things. Is there anything to look forward to in the future
for Marvel? I don't think so.
No?
Again, I think Disney had to like pull the kill switch on it already. But Yeah, we never know. You never know with when if Infinity War comes out in April, that part's over. Who knows?
Maybe just get the whole an entire. Maybe they can make their own Capcom crossover fighting game. Maybe as a possibility.
I don't know. I'm still waiting on Tekken Cross Cross Street Fighter.
You know what? It's a possibility. I mean, I hear wasn't there recent news of it as of recently?
That was Harada. That was more like news bait, I would think. Harada,
oh, was it? Oh no.
I think I don't remember what it was saying in detail, but he's saying they took a time with it. I mean, they already picked out the roster, and they had a prototype engine already.
Did they?
But then they were it was bad timing though.
Yeah,
because
I think so too.
Capcom was focused on Street Fighter V. They were focusing on Tekken 7.
And they also saw the reception with Street Fighter Cross Tekken. It wasn't.
Yeah,
it
so
wasn't
Harada actually played it really well, and he's just waiting for. I think he's just waiting for a time that they can dedicate to
and safely bring out this product.
Yeah, because I think it's better now because now Street Fighter V is a lot more stable now with Season 3.
I think so.
They got more assets to work with. They don't because if they launched or had something around back then, they would have been using, I think, Street Fighter 4 assets.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
And then, as it is, Tekken 7 is still going pretty strong, as it is.
Yeah,
right? So,
and you have Akuma in there, you have Geese in there.
You got Noctis in there.
Yeah, you have Noctis in there, and...
Of all people.
So, I mean, we had speculated that this was, somewhat all these crossover characters is a test bed for Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
Yeah, definitely. You can see all these different mechanics going into it, right?
Yeah.
So, who knows?
And then things to look out for is, again, from the Marvel's Capcom front. I don't think there's anybody. There's now there's a good variety of games for you to play.
There is a good time
to kind of fill in that niche. Of course, right out the bat, there's Dragon Ball.
It was the hot new item that just recently came out,
and then the DLC came out yesterday.
Yeah,
Bardock and Broly.
Yeah, it did.
And they shake up the game.
You think so?
Broly for sure does. And
unblockable air command grab on incoming.
Unblockable loop on incoming.
Fantastic.
Armor moves.
This is like Marvel Zone here.
I know. Broly is exactly what I asked for. I wanted someone like that. I wanted him to
ridiculous.
I wanted him to be the Abigail of the game.
And look what happened there.
And then here comes Bardock, who again,
man.
I think he completely shakes up the close-up fighter. The close-up character.
He's also got a certain arm.
He's got bionic. He's not as good as bionic arm.
Not same equivalent, but
it's only half screen. It's
only half screen
and it's
bionic arm.
It's not half screen vertically either.
No, it is not. But it's only.
But it is fully invul.
Fully invul. Frame 1.
Yeah.
Frame 1. Bionic arm.
Yeah, I saw how Bardock wake up and just ignore meaties. Of it, and then he's got.
You think he can meet me? No.
No, his 236, his lunging attack goes full screen, so you can punish.
Oh, the clothesline.
Yeah, he can punish you from full screen if you just do a bad beam at him.
Really?
EX version crosses up.
What?
For gnarly mix-ups.
No way.
Yeah, Bardock is insane as a close-up fighter.
As a close-up fighter,
and he's not because in Dragon Ball, in terms of close-up fighters, there's only him and Team Gohan, in my opinion. 16's a grappler, so I don't put him in the same category.
Yeah.
Although Gohan is, he's a little too versatile for me to say, general purpose for me to say he's just a close-up fighter. So you think of a Team Gohan and Vegeta, Goku.
I was like Goku Blue.
None of them, Goku Blue. They're not really as
super rushdown heavy.
No. In terms of the closest, they're not so dominant or built around it. You look at Bardock, and he definitely looks like he was built around the close range.
Yeah, just the way he's animated too. It's just he's just really offensive and in your face.
Yeah, and he's got some unique properties. I mean, crazy. There's already crazy switch combos with him. Switch combos with him.
So he's not just a Goku clone.
No,
he's Goku's father.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And then Broly's already got self-touch of death.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cell touches deaths, because depending on the height of his level 3, you can actually link another one.
I saw that. Oh, so it's dependent on height.
It's dependent on height.
Ah.
Yeah, and timing. So it's not that hard, actually. too. So there's Dragon Ball. So if you want to get into a game right now
that has tagging mechanics and team building.
There's Dragon Ball. For me, I'm looking forward to fighting EX Layer from
Oh yeah,
I love that game. If you're a fan of Street Fighter EX or the Fighting Layer games, it's just Red Home.
Janky as heck, but you know
they replicated it. Completely,
and it shows like faith.
Yeah, it's
Faithfully.
really faithful.
Yeah,
to the EX series, it's just legit.
This guy knows his audience, and he knows what he likes.
The sound effect's the same too. It even
just
sounds pathetic, like the 2000 EX Q sounds. It still sounds pathetic because like you play games and then you look at the hit and it's like a big hit. It's like swam, and like, the screen freezes, and then here you have Fighting EX Layer. It's just
yeah.
It's like a tin can. Like
the production even sounds like what is. Yeah, it sounds like he really knows.
It's like B class. It's like a B class movie. It sounds like,
which is like funny because it's fun. Yeah, it's hilarious.
But it's fun. You definitely feel the passion.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of there are in the jank. There are like good decisions. Mechanical decisions.
It's there.
Like one of my
for now, at least.
Yes, for now, because the
beta
was broken.
Oh yeah, there's broken stuff in the game. Hilariously broken.
The thing I loved the most about EX Layer was how mid-screen to get a combo, you have to hit them with a dashing normal.
Again, which is a thing pretty unique to that game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and
it's you're on ice.
That's genius, in my opinion, because you have a game, because that game is chain. It's a chain system, like Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
You go to A, go to B, go to C.
Yeah, and so needing to dash, I think they did it so like to prevent you from just dying off a stray poke.
Oh,
like there's some commitment.
There is
to it because you have to be dashing already.
Yeah,
you have to be close range to hit them
with the right normal.
So yeah, again, like good decisions. So I'm excited for that game. Who knows when that's coming out?
April 1st is
question
right
mark.
Corner. Yeah,
that's what they said. But it's going to be there's no physical release. It's only digital.
Mm-hmm.
So they can release it in a hurry. And then another game I'm looking forward to is actually BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle.
Cross Tag Battle. It's an era for team fighters.
2v2. I mean, you got your Persona, you got your units like BlazBlue and Ruby character. I'm really interested to see what they do with the game. Like, do they keep the characters unique, or do they mold them into
a new thing,
a new engine, or universal? Because it does look a little BlazBlue-ish right now, but I never played BlazBlue, so
and this is also could be its own thing too, right?
Yeah. I think definitely feel it would because they definitely simplified the controls.
Yep. So how many buttons do you know? Is it like 5, I believe?
I don't know. I don't know anything on that regard.
So like it's a tag game. It's a 2v2 tag game, similar to Marvel Infinite, but Marvel Infinite also had the presence of the what's it called? They're called the Power Stones, I believe. No, Infinity Stones. Infinity Stones. Okay. This one is just you just pick 2 characters, you go at it. There is active switching involved, but there is a restriction. There's like limitations.
Yeah.
It costs something.
And then like predetermined assists.
Which you have 3 of in every battle, and you can always you have access to them.
So it'll be interesting. I mean, in this case, like no
one knows.
Feels, I think it's closer to Marvel 2, but or more like BlazBlue with Marvel 2 mechanics.
Or at least like,
but I can't. That's not accurate in any regard because again, you have characters from different game series like Unio, and then you got Persona 4 and BlazBlue and Ruby. So we'll see. It's already interesting in that regard, and it's gonna be not as expensive as the other games when it comes out. I think.
Okay.
I think with
the base game will be less.
Base game was like $50, $60.
Something like that.
The full game is only all the DLC. I think it was only $90, $80 or $90.
It could even be the same. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But
either way, it's definitely less than Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah, I was pinching quite a bit for that game, even with the DLC included. Anyways, yeah. So there's Cross Tag Battle. It's another tag game coming out soon. It'll be out in June.
June, yeah.
Yeah, to this day. It'll be at Evo.
Yep.
It's a game that's
It's
not
the
even
main
out.
stage. Main stage.
Really?
Main stage.
So game's not even out. It's at Evo and on main stage.
Well, there's gonna be.
Oh, it'll be out by then.
It'll be out for 2 months.
Yeah. In comparison, well, I mean, again, Marvel.
I mean, compared to Tekken 7 for the last 2 years, where it was at Evo but wasn't even released on console.
True, exactly, right. Yeah. So, yeah, Tekken wasn't even out at home in home
For 2 years.
consoles. Yeah, for 2 years, and it was still at Evo.
Yeah, for 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So who knows? Okay, so yeah, it is a pretty. Oh, I mean, you gotta plug Soul Calibur 6. That's
Oh,
what I'm looking
right.
forward to. So again, it's another fighting game. It's 3D. It's Soul Calibur. What more is there to say?
Hey,
about
you're
it?
getting Soul Calibur again, and I can't speak much to it because I've never played Soul Calibur. I played Soul Edge, Soul Blade.
Yeah, I mean they're part of the same series.
I wanted to say the series, but a lot.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of Soul Calibur fans never played Soul Blade.
I mean, it's
Soul
been
Edge.
like almost 20 years at this point.
I
So,
mean, there was a huge gap, but
so there are games like
there's definitely lots of games coming out right now. Just in the fighting game world.
even Street Fighter. I think is always updating too, right?
Street Fighter's always
5
updating. Street Fighter, I'm currently playing Street Fighter 5 right now.
and Guilty Gear.
And then there's Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear is still more or less the same, even after the patch. But some characters are definitely changed. So it's nice to see Gear just kind of get an update just kind of out of the blue.
Yep, keeps the game going.
So we'll see what happens at EVO if they announce another character, because that's been the trend.
Oh really? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, last Evo was pretty hype.
So there's that. But yeah,
It's a good time to be a fighting game player. I think you have
Yeah,
lots of options.
Yeah, and then there's lots of releases because like Capcom just released 30th anniversary.
They did for Street Fighter.
You can, and you know, just about every fighting games on PSN.
Even
now.
on Steam nowadays.
Steam, Xbox Live. So there's lots of options for you right now, and
It's a pretty good time to be a fighting game player.
yeah,
I think.
really good. Like because you know the old you can just download and buy, and then there's tons of
There's
new
also
games.
what's that thing that you can play on PC? It's like Fightcade, I believe, or something. Do you know of that?
Fightcade. Oh, Fightcade. So that's just
GGPO.
that. Yeah, that's GGPO.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you can play all like Third Strike, JoJo, whatever, right?
There's a JoJo Karnovs. Yeah, so
KOFs.
yeah, depending on which one. So yeah, and KOF 14 is still updating.
Well, also SNK Heroines. It's a thing.
Yeah, that thing kind of just came out of nowhere.
It's a thing that's it's gonna come out
I mean,
for those out there.
We'll see how it turns out.
Potentially,
I mean,
maybe
I'm
including
like
myself.
I'm like 2D DOA. I don't know.
Oh, well, we'll see.
We'll
It's
see.
KOF with air dashes.
Yeah. That'll be. There is some interesting things.
There might be some
about
fun
it
to
because
be
like
had.
it's okay. So SNK doing a tag game, that's not new. But then we'll see. Like, is it gonna be? It's definitely not gonna be KOF all the way.
That's another thing I forgot. It's a tag game too.
Yeah, it's a tag game, so we'll see what SNK does with this one. Because it's definitely not gonna be like traditional KOF.
No, like you can't even kill them with like random pokes or whatever or combos.
But yeah, we'll just have to see. I mean,
Um,
it's nice to see the Switch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like-
have to mention Smash Switch. Just have to out of obligation.
Smash. Oh yeah, and there's Smash on Switch as well. So Switch is getting some fighting games as well.
Yeah, it's
So-
getting cross tag battle.
Yeah, so Nintendo owners are not left out. Not this gen. They're not left out.
Yeah, in fact, they can just become one of us, right? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that's pretty much where we are with Marvel now. It's as I said, did the story get better? Not really. No.
Yeah, it's come and gone. Marvel 3 was
the
it was
pinnacle.
just it was just a pinnacle. It was just a good mix of everything where you grab the nostalgia from the OG Marvel 2 players.
Yeah.
And then
New Blood too.
It was a game that was easy to pick up, was hype. And then it drew a lot of new players in because it wasn't necessarily as difficult to get into.
As like 2.
And
2.
definitely Marvel 2, and then also even at the time Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
And also Marvel 3 came out at it was a good time.
I
Because
think it was a good time, yeah.
It was basically if you weren't your only other option was Street Fighter 4.
Well, in terms of Capcom fighters.
No, even back then, because back then it was 2000, that was what, 2011. So your options were really Street Fighter 4, Marvel 3, or Blaze Blue.
Yep.
So you didn't have like this selection of games.
Well,
to choose from,
there was
really.
like Aqua Pizza,
Aquapaz. Yeah, that was.
Arcana Heart. It wasn't as saturated. Oh, I don't say saturated. It wasn't as busy as the time it is
prevalent.
now.
Even those games were never as because they weren't like as mainstream.
They weren't, no.
They
But
were
in terms
definitely
of-
niche titles.
In terms of the games, it was Street Fighter, it was Marvel. There was
and back then that was
Persona, right?
Yeah. Persona came out shortly after 3.
It was, but it was almost around the same period.
Yeah, but again, that was also niche as well. The whole anime fighting game scene had always been niche. I would say it, and even up until like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Guilty Gear kind of like was the beginning of something new.
I would say Blaze Blue, but I think
Yeah, CF, man.
Blaze Blue,
Even CP.
CF definitely I think drew the most players in, but I think
It could be.
I think it started around. I could be totally wrong because I don't know much about Blaze Blue history, but it was, what was it? CSEX 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was when it started because the Persona was out by then.
Right.
And then I think Ultimax had a lot to
It brought in a lot of people.
do with it because
Brought in the Glacier Man.
you had Persona, like you had like one of the most prevalent anime IPs,
Is it though?
and then
Yeah, Persona was pretty big.
yeah, like anime
Within-
JRPG.
JRPG, yeah.
Yeah,
It was,
so
yeah.
you had a lot of people that played it that never played a fighting game before.
Which helped, bring people in, bring new blood in.
And then they're like, hey, what other anime fighting games? And then, there's Blaze Blue. And,
Hey,
and then it leads into it. So it's kind of like a gateway.
It was, and now we have a new gateway.
Yeah. And then,
Dragon Ball.
yeah. Dragon Ball definitely is.
It united a lot of player bases.
Yep. And thinking back then, like, it was still vanilla
Persona?
Arcana Heart 3, right?
Okay.
It wasn't even Love Max.
It wasn't.
At the time.
It was just a new game for PS3.
Yeah. And Aquapaza was, well, I don't know much about Aquapaza. I just.
Neither do I, but it existed.
It just
It
existed.
was localized,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was localized.
Yeah.
So I knew nothing about that game. I just know that someone just brought it one day, and I was like, oh, hey, there's that.
Certain guy that we both
And
know.
at the time, I was still kind of playing. I played a little bit of Melty.
Melty Blood.
Melty Blood, and then I also played a little bit of Vanguard Princess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Made by the original Street Fighter 2 guy, wasn't it?
I think so.
It was a pretty fun game.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, it was like you want like the hype game. It was Marvel. You wanted the strategic game. It was Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
And then you want anime. You had Blaze Blue, and then eventually Persona.
Yep.
So that span of like 2011.
It's weird because it was like those like 3 or 4 games that was like the main go-tos for 2D fighters.
Mm-hmm.
KOF made 13, which was pretty big, but I think it was a bit later.
Oh right, how could I forget 13?
It was a bit later, I believe.
It was. I think that was near the end of Arena.
Yeah, something around that, I think.
Like I think Ultimax was already in arcades back then, but 13, definitely. And then there was that
awesome.
other game. Yeah, that came out around Persona 4, shortly after Persona 4 Arena.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and
Because we were still at Magic Stronghold. I think.
yeah, we were, and Killer was fun. I mean, I still have trouble like getting into KOF.
Dude, it's super hard.
Execution wise,
Yeah.
for me anyways. But
Super difficult.
KO was fun in Vancouver because we do have like a pretty good player base,
I think so.
and
yeah.
most of our Street Fighter 4 players actually came from KOF. So we had
Really?
yeah, Kenny, Ryu. He started.
Really? I heard
as
otherwise.
He was he started as KOF player. Come on, he's from Hong Kong. He's Chinese.
I heard he was an Arcana Heart player.
He was.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. No, everyone was an Arcana Heart. All the Marvel 2 guys were Arcana Heart players.
That is scary.
Noel Brown, Justin Wong.
No, no, they weren't.
Arturo Sanchez. Yeah, they were Arcana Heart players.
No way.
They were. They
That
were.
is
You should
insane.
if you can find it, the TS7 DVD.
Really?
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
It's where
Okay.
Now
Now that I'm judging, Arcana Heart 3 is a great game.
It's where BC Super came in. I mean, that was when Marvel 2 was getting, like, at the end of the chain. It was getting really stale.
Yeah.
It was Marvel. Yeah. But yeah, RKOFC was nuts. Like, and then we had Samson,
Yeah.
Shao, we had the Lung Brothers. We had a really good OG KOF scene. And they would do well at majors. They would.
They still do well.
Yeah. Yeah, they did, because when 14 came out, I knew our boys were getting top 3 as well.
Exactly. Right.
So...
Because KOF is just like... I would say it's definitely one of the hardest games. Like, 2D-wise.
Execution-wise, yes. Because the strange part about KOF is, like...
You need actually,
it seems... At low level, it's like super slow because no one knows what they're doing in a combo.
Yeah, exactly.
And then mid level, there's
some stuff going on.
There's not enough respect, so like it seems really fast, and people just wailing at each other. And then when you get to high level, they know all the options shut down every situation, all the buttons. So then it becomes slow and strategic.
It becomes
again.
a mind game, yeah.
And that's the fun part about watching KOF. It goes from like this slow strategic, and then it just explodes into like an 80 hit,
a slugfest,
80% combo or something like that.
And it goes back into
it goes back again, yeah.
To like respect.
Yeah. So it's fast paced, it's fun.
KOF is hilarious. I mean, aesthetically speaking, not the best game, I think.
Yeah, and again, it like
14
aesthetically,
anyways, 13 was like 13
looked great.
It was amazing, like holy moly. But 14, yeah, it's not the best looking, but it plays.
And then like problems with character balance. And,
yep, that's a thing. That's
max mode. Like, even when I tried to play it, like I could figure out max mode was kind of broken and stupid.
Really, like King of Dinosaur? Or
no, just the whole concept of max mode.
Okay.
In general, it's just because the fact that you can buffer with no consequence.
Oh yeah.
It's like that's the entire Pokemon game. So you just stick out on normal, and then you would just press max mode, and then if it hits, great, you're in max mode now. Just run your combo.
Yep.
And then like fireballs are so crazily strong in that game.
Yeah.
So they've been interesting. I don't know where KOF is now because I don't play it. I don't really follow it.
It's not a huge. I don't see it
in
much.
North America. It's not big. Kind of like
exactly.
It's kind of like Tekken. It's much bigger everywhere else.
Yeah.
But I know they just released a new character.
Yeah, they did. A fan made one.
And then I think there were some. I don't know if there's balances, but yeah. So there's 14 and.
That's it on
SNK. SNK. Then the SNK heroines coming out.
Yeah, so again, lots of options.
Lots.
Marvel
lots
is,
and lots.
Marvel is where it is.
And it's
who knows where that'll go.
And it's there. I mean, if you like it, then
exactly
play it.
Yep.
Play at your locals. Show that you like it, and then you never know. You never know who's into what.
And to be honest, there's also like you could also play online. Like, I'm sure there are online communities for Marvel.
Yeah.
Right? There has to be.
There's a surprising. I was actually surprised at the amount of people that play it online.
See? There we go. So, yeah, well, that's Marvel. I mean, I'm not sure where to go from there, but yeah.
And I'll see you guys when MVC 4 comes out.
Yeah.
Because Infinite was not 4. Infinite definitely was not 4.
Yeah, it's its own.
There's a reason they call it Infinite, and when I played it made sense because it wasn't. It just wasn't like a numbered series. Like
it was its own.
It kind of felt
spin-off.
Yeah, it felt kind of more like Resident Evil, where you had your numbered Resident Evils, and then you have your spin-offs.
Oh, like
Code
Veronica,
and Remake.
What's the recent one called again? Revelations,
yes.
And Operation Raccoon City and whatever.
Yeah. You wouldn't call Revelations like Resident Evil 3.5 or like or 4.5. You wouldn't call it that.
I would say Revelations 1 was pretty good.
It was really good, but like again, like
not a numbered
it's not a numbered one because it's different, right? So.
A lot of things go in that same vein,
and then we'll see where the MCU goes because I think that's gonna be huge. Like,
do you think Marvel's gonna make their own game?
No, they don't.
had the technic.
They don't. I don't think they have a game studio, do they? I thought they shut down the one they had.
Oh, I mean, that's why they commission people to make their games, right?
Yeah. Oh,
like,
okay. That's what you. That's what we mean.
You don't say, "Hey, Capcom, can you make this an all Marvel fighter?" Oh, but make sure no one gets beat up because we can't do that.
Honestly, honestly, what would actually be a really great game?
Oh yeah,
crossover would be Capcom versus Capcom.
That's what I said. Yeah, a Capcom crossover game with their own like series,
and not fighting Jam,
and also not like just recent stuff. So it's not just Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter.
No, give us Rival Schools,
yeah.
give us Power Stone,
like Onimusha.
Yeah, like Capcom has a really diverse character.
They do
character roster.
Yeah,
that is amazing. That spans all genres
in history.
Because like you have Street Fighters, like literal Street Fighters, like Cody.
Yeah, the fighting
game. You have samurais like Samanosuke, and then you have
Mega Man.
Mega Man and then Amaterasu.
Yeah.
And you have everything in between.
Basically, you have all the Capcom IPs that have once existed.
Either that or turn Namco Cross Capcom into a fighting game.
Into a fighting game. Oh, that would be the best. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Like, scrap Tekken Cross Street Fighter, just give us straight up Namco Cross Capcom.
Namco versus Capcom.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That
we have big dreams.
Yeah.
With that, I hope, we can only see what the future will hold from now on. As it is, there is quite a few games coming out to look forward to. You've named some, I've named some. Anything else you wish to plug while we're here? AU Densetsu is the best series ever.
What?
AU Densetsu is the best series ever.
Oh no! The Legend of Heroes. Nah, I'm gonna keep it on topic. I'm just and so thank you guys for listening. One thing I just want to say, probably all this wouldn't even be possible if it wasn't for my friend Jackson Dang starting up Canadian Joysticks.
Yeah,
here in Vancouver.
Catch his podcast.
They weren't the first guys to really sell sticks because I think ANC World at the East Coast.
Oh, really?
It's our first, but you talk about Vancouver, you talk about community. No, I really feel that Canadian Joysticks is really that main
big
pillar of it. So
then look here, we're at the secret base.
We're at base. We have VSB. We definitely wouldn't have streams.
Oh yeah, that's true.
When we did, starting in 2011, it wasn't for Vancouver. For Canadian Joysticks, and
we talked about that in this podcast.
Yeah, that was all an experiment, and I was involved with it. So, you guys looking for sticks, or just want to see if you're wondering who supports or run tournaments at the cons here, Anime Evolution, Revolution, it's Jackson Dan. It's Canadian Joysticks. Yeah. So you can just check them out on their website, Facebook, Twitter.
CanadianJoysticks.com.
CanadianJoysticks.com, and Twitter is at CanadianJoysticks because you can have a long Twitter name.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And where can we find you again?
Me, my Twitter is probably the best place. Would be at Bionicfraud.
Okay.
As well, and then Canadian Joysticks also I stream on Canadian Joysticks' channel, twitch.tv/CanadianJoysticks. We're kind of silent right now because I'm not really been playing much fighting games right now outside from Street Fighter. I will stream the occasional Street Fighter session, but we will see what's next because I finished like a huge list of Falcom games.
Yeah.
Cold Steel 1, 2, and then all of Trails in the Sky. Like holy crap! And then into Tokyo Xanadu. That's like what, 6 games?
Yeah,
back to back.
Span of who knows how many months, and these are
span of
full-on
like
RPGs.
9 months. These are like 50, 60-hour RPGs.
Yeah, good work on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, again, thanks so much for talking to us about Marvel and see how it came, how it went, where we are now, and what to look for in the future. This is Reno P and the Bionicfraud.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for having me. Hope you guys see you guys later.
All right, we're signing out.